Good evening and welcome to 10 News. The violent anti-US protest that shut down Sydney, turning the city's streets into a bloody battlefield, have been condemned by leaders on all levels.
6 police officers and 17 others were injured when the demonstration spiralled into chaos. 6 men were charged, 1 faced court today. 10's Gabrielle Boyle was there. Gabby, good evening to you. Who is this man?
Well, Ahmed Almar is tonight behind bars after a magistrate refused him bail. He will return to court on Tuesday. We are learning a few more facts about one of the men that police allege was involved in yesterday's violent scenes in Sydney's CBD. We now know he was a father of 3, a married man and a working man. We heard in court today, however, that he did have a criminal record. Here's how the day unfolded in court.
10 News cameras capture Ahmed Almar at the very centre of yesterday's violent CBD riots. But the 29-year-old claimed in court today he was an innocent bystander, pushed, shoved and caught up in a case of over-policing. The married father of 3 is a former professional boxing champion.
Ahmed Trigger Almar!
They freak out a bit because I've never seen a Lebanese cowboy before, you know.
Almar's supporters, some of who attended yesterday's protest, were in court as he was refused bail. The magistrate citing his 6-page-long criminal record, which includes assault, malicious damage and repeated convictions for driving while disqualified. Police have established Strikeforce Macalester, a response to what they are calling an unscheduled and unauthorised rabble.
Being quite blunt, we didn't know what to expect yesterday because we had no contact, no leadership, no control and no advice.
To see a young child with a placard thrust in his hand calling for the beheading of a person is simply something I cannot comprehend.
The sickening scenes uniting our politicians in outrage.
Newcomers to this country are not expected to surrender their heritage, but they are expected to surrender their hatreds.
This is not Libya, it's not Yemen, it's not Sudan.
I unequivocally condemn the whole tone and tenor of that demonstration. It didn't speak for Islamic Australians.
This kind of conduct has got no place on the streets of our country.
In some good news, the 2 riot police injured in the line of duty have been released from hospital. In the coming weeks, 6 more men will face court on a wide range of charges for weapons, animal cruelty, riot and resist or hinder police. Gabrielle Boyle, 10 News.
So as you heard there, several more men are due to face court in the coming days and weeks. Police in New South Wales have set up Strikeforce Macalester. They're determined to get to the bottom of this. One of the main areas of investigation for them will be exploring exactly the role that social media played. So looking at Twitter, looking at Facebook and of course looking at text message to see how those messages spread throughout the community yesterday.
Gabrielle Boyle in Sydney, thank you.
Muslim leaders from across the country say they're shocked and embarrassed by yesterday's violence. As Christian de Garis reports, they've joined forces to identify the group who incited this brawl.
This is a hardline Islamic political rally in Sydney's west. It captures the raw anger created by the anti-Islamic video.
Cheap, filthy, disgusting, hate-filled insult towards our messenger.
Although deeply angry and passionate, the group says it does not support violence.
We call upon Muslims to respond to that, but in intellectual and political means, in peaceful means.
Today, a long list of Islamic and Muslim groups lined up to condemn yesterday's violence and extreme messages.
Shocked, upset and with disbelief.
The rest of the community is equally as outraged you know, we sincerely hope that this doesn't further damage relationships.
For many years we've been trying to engage positively on how we can be part of the social fabric of this community, a country that has welcomed us in, and this is not how any Muslim should behave.
The full force of the Australian Islamic community is now trying to find exactly who was behind the extreme violent behaviour to make sure it's not repeated. Muslim leaders say a small group is responsible and is asking its community to ignore anonymous text messages calling on people to protest. Christian de Garis, 10 News.